Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. For this video I have prepared a sample lesson plan for young learners. It is a commonly known fact that children want to actually use the language, not to learn about it. Because for children, learning is a matter of experiencing rather than storing information to memory. Stories contain authentic language in context and help us create a natural, or let's say a less formal atmosphere in the classroom. They are also a part of the child's life and reality, especially when stories are accompanied by dramatization. They make learning more memorable and fun. For this video, I have chosen the story The Ghost with One Black Eye, but I adapted it as some teachers think that the ghost as a concept can be a little bit scary for children, for young learners. So I will use something else in the story. As children don't like activities that are mechanical or meaningless, I have tried to use fun activities such as games and puzzles and art and craft activities, things like that. So in fact, I have tried to prepare a kind of an integrated lesson plan where I used several different techniques for young learners. The aim, in fact, here of this lesson, using this story, can be first to revise family members, rooms of a house, if you like food and drink items, but to teach, the new aim is to teach I want, expressing want, and I will, offering to do something and making a promise or a threat. Okay, so I have two things that I want to teach. I want, to express want, and I will, to offer to do something and to make a promise or a threat. Now, the first activity, I have this picture here. Look at this picture. Who are these people? The expected answer is family. And then we can go on. Okay, we have the mother, the father, brother, sister, and a baby. What are they doing? Expected answers, they are eating, they are having breakfast, something like they're at the table. How can you tell? Okay. Now here you can get into breakfast items, okay? That if they have said they are having breakfast, you can say, how can you tell? Oh, look, they have, for example, fried eggs, some tomatoes and some lettuce, orange juice and bread, So they need to come up with certain items, and then you can always say, okay, how about you? What do you eat for breakfast? You can revise the food and drink items here. Look at the baby. Is the baby eating anything? No. What is she doing? She's crying. Okay. Why do you think she's crying? The expected answer is she's hungry. She doesn't have anything to eat, she doesn't have any milk. to drink, something like that. There is no right or wrong answer here. The important thing is to set the scene of the story, okay? Now, I want you to look at this picture. What do you see here in this picture? It is a house, yes. Where do you have breakfast in the house? Do you eat breakfast in the bedroom? In the bathroom? In the basement? Yes, in the kitchen, So kind of eliciting the answer from the students, but meanwhile, I clarify the meaning of basement. If I haven't taught it before, I don't want it to be a problem while telling the story. So I can say, here is the basement. You can see the basement. Do you eat breakfast in the basement? No. Okay, that's great. Okay. Now, can you show the kitchen in this picture? Expecting a student or, a volunteer to come up to the board and pointing at the kitchen, and then I can say, okay, can anyone show me the basement in this picture? Just to clarify, students understand the concept of basement. Basement is a place downstairs, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you a story. I want you to listen to the story, okay? And write who goes to the basement in what order. Here we go, okay? The first one is an example for you. The father goes to the basement first. Then who, okay? So listen to the story and write down who goes to the basement in what order. Story time! Today, our story is The Mouse with One Black Eye. There is a family who lives in the middle of nowhere. There is a mother, a father, a brother, a sister, and a baby. One morning, as the family is sitting at breakfast, the baby says, "I want my milk and I want it now." So the father says, "Okay, I'll get your milk, but it's in the basement." So he opens the door, quick, walks down the stairs, tap, 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 and sees a mouse. The mouse says, "I am the mouse with one black eye." So the father screams, "Ah!" runs up the stairs, tap, 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 bursts through the door, whoosh, and shuts the door, bam, and says, "There is a mouse down there." But the baby says, "I want my milk and I want it now." So the mother says, "Okay, I'll get your milk." She opens the door, creak, walks down the stairs, tap, 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 and sees the mouse. The mouse says, "I am the mouse with one black eye." So the mother screams, "Ah!" runs up the stairs, tap, 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 bursts through the door, whoosh, shuts the door, bam, and says, "There is a mouse down there." But the baby says, "I want my milk and I want it now." So the brother says, "Okay, I'll get your milk." He opens the door, creak, walks down the stairs, tap, 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 and sees the mouse. The mouse says, "I am the mouse with one black eye." So the brother screams, "Ah!" runs up the stairs, tap, 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 bursts through the door, whoosh, shuts the door, bam, and says, "Oh, there is a mouse down there." But the baby says, "I want my milk and I want it now." So the sister says, "Okay, I'll get your milk." She opens the door, creak, walks down the stairs, tap, 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 and sees the mouse. The mouse says, "I am the mouse with one black eye." So the sister screams, "Ah!" runs up the stairs, tap, 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 bursts through the door, whoosh, and shuts the door, bam, and says, "There is a mouse down there." Now the baby is really, really angry. So she says,
"Fine, I'll get my milk myself."
So she opens the door, creak, walks down the stairs, tap, 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 and sees the mouse. The mouse says, "I am the mouse with one black eye." And the baby says, "Look here, if you don't give me my milk now, I will give you two black eyes." The mouse screams, "Ah!" runs up the stairs, tap, 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 bursts through the door, whoosh, shuts the door, bam, and runs out of the house. No one has ever seen him again. Well, now let's check the answers. Who goes down the basement first? The father, yes. Second? The mother. Okay, then the brother, and then the sister, and then the baby. Okay, wonderful. Remember, we only give a simple activity for the story, listening to the story part, because we want our students to focus their attention, concentrate on the story rather than the activity. Now, let's dramatize. For dramatization, I definitely need 5 family members: the father, mother, brother, sister, and the baby. And I also need a mouse who's going to stand in the basement and scare people. Okay, so I can use 6 students. For the first dramatization, of course, I'm there just to help them whisper the lines and do the actions together, because it's something new. Okay, they need time to digest what they have heard, what they have learned. Well, they are in the process of learning, let's say. Usually we say, if you have enough time, 2 or 3 dramatizations are fine, but in the same session, in the same class, do not have a 4th dramatization, and you will not have enough time anyways. So maybe the next class, when they come back to the classroom, you can say, okay, let's dramatize the story again, just to remind them the whole story. Okay. Now, after the dramatization, I want you to do this maze. Okay, this maze. Help the mouse run away from the little girl. The little girl is very angry, remember? Collect letters and, collect words, Collect words. What is the hidden sentence? Okay. Well, if they follow the correct route, they will find, "I will get your milk for you," okay, as the sample sentence. Now I have another activity, which is a kind of a writing activity. Do not be afraid of using writing activities with young learners. Remember, unless they write, the language is not internalized, so they need to start writing from a very early stage. Of course, we are not talking about writing an essay. This is just writing some words and some phrases or some clauses. So I have the baby here, and she says, I want my milk and I want it now. And the father says, I will get your milk. Now, in the second part, there are certain words missing from the baby's speech bubble and the mother's speech bubble. So, students actually need to recall what they have heard and write them down. They can always cheat. They have the first as an example. So don't worry about that, okay? This cheating is good cheating. It is for learning. They need the model in front of them. So slowly, I remove more items from the dialogue. As you can see in this one, the baby has more missing words and the brother has more missing words. And in the last one, the sentence is almost gone. So they need to rewrite full, well, not actually full, but almost full sentences here. Now, I can ask them to work in pairs, work with a friend, and complete the sentences using clues. Now they know I want and I will, ta-ta-ta-ta. So I want them to employ, use, practice those. That's why I have some clues here, some visuals to be used as clues. So this person says, I am cold. I want some hot chocolate. Okay? This person here again says, I am cold. The first one is always very similar to the example for the young learners, to not to panic. Okay? They can always refer to the example, and you can easily see that there is tea over there. So this person should say, I want some tea. And I have, I'm thirsty, water. This person says, I'm hot. And I have a picture of a glass of lemonade there. And the last one is says, I'm sleepy, and I have a cup of coffee over there. Okay. When they're done, of course, we're going to check the answers. And we are now going to move to another situation. This time I want them to work in small groups. It can be 3 or 5. I want them to look at this picture. This is Janet. Janet is sick and she's in bed. Now we're going to offer to do something for Janet. Okay? These are the possibilities what we can offer. So choose one, group members, choose one and make an offer. Okay? For example, I will get you a blanket. Okay? I will make you some lemon tea with honey. You know, that kind of thing. The verb does not need to change. It can be always, I will get a blanket for you. I will get some soup for you. So as you can see, there is challenge, but the challenge is not very high because we do not want to demotivate the students, scare the students. They need to understand that they are able, they can do, they can speak in English. Okay? Well, that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos. Wish you all the best. Bye.